Folks, are you feeling it? Because I'm feeling it. It feels like winter is coming. And I'm talking about the housing market. Folks, I want you to watch this video. It could potentially save you thousands of dollars because I want you to adapt a new selling approach. If the market shifts, you need to shift your approach as well. We have higher inventories across the nation. We have lower buyer demand across the nation. We have lower consumer sentiment and lower consumer confidence, and those stinking mortgage rates just won't come down. They are so stinking stubborn. We all think Jerome Powell is going to cut the Fed rate by 25 basis points. Whoop-de-doo. 25 basis point ain't going to get this big old engine going again. That's taking longer to sell homes. There's more competition. And if you're taking the same approach that you did 3 years ago, you're not going to be successful and you're going to wonder what you did wrong. So we're going to talk about those big investments. Should you be making these big investments if you're considering selling your house in this marketplace? Let's get to it. Let's talk about the old approach real quick. The old approach back in COVID era is we watch all these YouTube channels. We be watching HGTV. We be getting our interior design degree on Pinterest, right? And we would go upgrade our house. We would do the floors. We'd paint our walls. We do all our DIY projects. We're so happy. That was fun. And then you would put your house on the market. And guess what? You would sell it for a massive profit. And you were thinking, oh my gosh, my interior design license from Pinterest really paid off. And whether or not you sold your house during that period of time, you watched your neighbors make a ton of money on their home. And all they did was put an investment in their house and voila, their house was sold for top dollar. The market has changed and that strategy does not work right now. I hate to tell you, a lot of you watching this channel right now are doing all the right things and it's still very difficult to sell your home. All right, so let me give you some pointers on what you should do if you're putting your house on the market. I really suggest that you focus on the investment that you're making and really understand the market that we're in. It's going to help you make better decisions. I have a lot of sellers asking me, Audra, I'm watching the market and I'm freaking out. What should I do? Do I need to redo my floors? Do I need to update my kitchen? And the truth of the matter is you do not need to overhaul everything. You just don't. You're either going to love or hate this, but I'm telling you right now, buyers are not expecting a brand new home. They don't want to pay for your upgrades. What they want is they want a house that's clean and well maintained at fair market value. Operative word, fair market value. So in today's video, I'm going to tell you 10 things that you should not change out. You should keep as is to maximize the profits in your home. First one's flooring. I know, can you guys believe it? I'm telling you to keep your flooring. Only if it's in good condition. A lot of you have cherry hardwood floors and you're like, Audra, I just hate the color. I'm telling you, keep it. And by the way, those cherry floors will actually darken over time. They're actually quite beautiful. You watch, in 10 years, those cherry wood floors will be in. But if I had cherry wood floors, I'd probably put a dark black stain on them and darken them and put some really pretty rugs on them. Not the little tiny ugly bathroom rugs, the really pretty rugs. I think it's a really good contrast. So keep your flooring. If you have decent carpet, keep it. Flooring is a very specific style. I can't tell you how many buyers are like, hey, I like the house, but I don't want to pay the premium because they put some of these upgrades in. And then usually the number one culprit is that flooring. And by the way, I did a flooring video. It was one of my favorite videos ever. I'll link it down below. For some of you who are renovating for the long term, I highly suggest that you make that investment in the floor. But if you are selling your home and you're only doing the floors for the sole purpose of getting a higher price, I'm going to have you rethink that. Right now, buyers are all about price. And if your floors are good condition, keep them. Number 2, kitchen cabinets. I would suggest just keeping them if they're in decent condition. Maybe you paint them or maybe you change out the hardware. But a lot of buyers can walk into a kitchen and say, wow, they did this kitchen, but it's just not to my style. And if your cabinets are in decent working order, your buyer can say, hey, the house is at a reasonable price. I can upgrade it in the future. So don't make that pitfall in investing in a massive kitchen remodel for the sole purpose of selling. Now, if you are living in your home and you're like, hey, I just want to upgrade my house because I want to live and enjoy it, that's a totally different story. What I'm talking about right now is that old COVID strategy where you're planning on upgrading your home so you can maximize the price and buyers are going to pay a premium for it. They just won't right now. Number 3, Do not replace all your windows unless you have to. Now, some of you are in states where you cannot get insurance unless you have the windows that are functioning properly, or they have to be a certain age. Now, I'm talking about some of those that are like, oh, they're working, but maybe we could do a different model. It is so expensive to replace windows, so expensive. So if you have some compromised panes where there's some water intrusion, get that repaired. And I would actually have a window expert come out, make sure all the sashes and the windows are moving properly, because typically your buyers will come in, they don't even notice the windows until you get to that home inspection. And the home inspector will point out, hey, you got a bunch of crummy windows here. Then they're like, ooh, I got to replace those. So make sure they're all functioning properly before you go to sell your home. It'll save you a lot of money. And I've never had a buyer in my entire life say,
my non-negotiable is that I will only buy a house that has brand new windows. That's a non-negotiable.
just make sure your windows are functioning properly. Save you a lot of money. Let them make that investment down the road. But you're not going to ask a premium. You're going to be at fair market value when you go to sell your home. So you're going to have your house in fair shape, not brand new shape. I shouldn't say fair shape. I mean, in good working order. Okay. You know what I'm talking about. It's late, guys. Number 4, appliances. I'm going to recommend that you keep what you have if they're functioning properly. Now, I know a lot of you are like, hey, we like her. She's telling us to keep what we have. Yay. All right. I'm telling you to keep what you have if it's functioning properly. Okay. A lot of you forget the second part of that sentence. So I'll give you an example. I had a client that had a sub-zero refrigerator that was built in. A lot of you don't have built-in refrigerators, so you can take it with you, but this one was built in, very expensive, and this is kind of a high-end property. The motor had some issues, and ice maker wasn't working. He's like, Audra, what should I do? Should I just replace it? It's a $15,000 replacement. And I told him, I go, buddy, no, you don't do that. It's a sub-zero refrigerator. Go get someone to rebuild the thing and go put in a new ice maker. And he did. He spent $2,500. He got a 2-year warranty. And guess what? It's running like brand new. Okay, that is the type of investment I want you to make. Improve what you have if it's not functioning the way it was intended. So let me give you another example. A lot of you have those ovens and they have the little push buttons and the panel lights up and it has this display and you just know where everything is. So you don't mind that it doesn't light up anymore. Okay, your buyers don't love that. Okay, and it won't pass an inspection. You need things to be functional. So you might need to make some investments, but we're not going to make those big investments in those appliances. Number 5, HVAC system. I can't tell you how many times I go to sell a house and I walk around the corner and there's these old, dilapidated, tired looking air conditioning condensers. And every time the seller tells me this, oh, they work perfectly. We don't want to replace them because they work perfectly. They don't work perfectly. And you and I know that. It's making a lot of noise and it's not as cold as it used to be. And some of you are like, no, it really does. Well, I'm telling you right now, from an expert's perspective, when I get that home inspector in there, they come out with their temperature gun and they're like, yeah, this ain't working. It's not in the proper condition for all these reasons. And then the buyer's like, oh my gosh, how expensive is that? So what you're going to do, you're going to either replace the entire unit because it's dead and you can always get a refurbished model. It doesn't have to be a brand new unit. Or number 2, you're going to get an HVAC expert to come out to deem that the unit is in perfect condition. Because if you can get that in writing, when you go to sell your home, you can offer your buyer a home warranty. And that home warranty will cover that air conditioning unit because the time the house was purchased or during that period of time, the HVAC system was in good working order. So the home warranty company will cover the condenser if it dies. But a lot of you ain't going to get a clean bill of health. I would highly suggest at a minimum to get a cost for replacement, because if there are really, tough negotiations going on, you can say, hey, this is the replacement cost that I got for it, because your buyer will always overestimate the cost of those repairs. And by the way, the same goes for the furnace. If it's not working, you have the same options. All right, quick intermission. For those of you who have never met me before, my name is Audra Lambert, and I am one of the top selling agents in good old Orange County, California. And of course, if you're in my area and are looking to buy or sell, please contact me directly. You can reach me right here. I'd love to work with you. Now, for everyone else, and even my new viewers, please comment down below if you have any questions, because I'm going to be doing a live stream on YouTube. My first time is going to be my maiden effort, and I'd love to answer these questions online. And of course, please smash the like button and subscribe to my channel, because y'all know I have some pretty lofty goals. All right, let's get back into it. Number 6, countertops. Folks, if your countertops are in really good condition, leave them. Just leave them. Your buyers would prefer to pay a lower price for your house than have to pay for your updates. And let me tell you, that Quartz countertop installation ain't going to give you top dollar for your house anymore. Just not. People are getting very specific about the style, and everyone has Quartz countertops. And I know you guys are going to hate me for this, but in a few years, that Quartz countertop is not going to be the thing. So don't make the big investment. Don't do it. You're not going to get a good return on your investment. Now, wait a second. I don't want to offend anybody that has Quartz countertops because it's a beautiful product. I have it in my house. I'm just saying, if you're going to put your house on the market and your countertops are perfectly fine, I wouldn't make the investment. Now, a lot of you watch my channel because you want to get design ideas because you plan on living in your home for 5-10 years. And you're like, hey, Audra, what kind of countertop should I put in my house? Now, believe it or not, and I promise it's coming out because I'm halfway through the video right now, I am going to do a video on countertops. And if you are thinking of replacing your countertops, it really depends on the price point of your house. And you don't want to over-invest in your home, but you also don't want to under-invest in the long run. Like you don't put Corian in a $7 million home and you don't put high-end quartzite in a double wide, right? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you would, I don't know. But nonetheless, you want to make sure that the products and the cost that you're investing in your home is on par with the value of the home. The big mistake that I see a lot of people making right now is they're putting a lot of money into their house and they're over-investing, over-upgrading for what the market's doing, and your buyers are not having it. They just aren't. They're like phooey on it, not paying for somebody else's investment that I don't even like. Number 7, lighting. Now, if you don't have recessed lighting in your house, I am not going to recommend that you replace it. I know a lot of you are like, oh, thank God, that's so expensive and I hate the look. A lot of your buyers really do like it, but the reason why I'm suggesting that you not install it is because if you put recessed lighting, oftentimes the electrician has to cut into the drywall, and when they go to patch it, the texture never matches, and then the home inspector comes in and goes, oh, looks like you had a problem here. Maybe there was a roof leak or a pipe leak, or you need to ask the seller about it, and the buyer's like, oh my gosh, is there a problem? We like to avoid problems. However, if you do have lighting fixtures that are old or dated and need replacement, I have this lighting video that I did that I think is funny and I love it and it's so informative, and I think I'm the only one because no one's watching it. I love that video. I'll link it right here. I'll link it down below. But in that video, it goes through the lighting temperatures and what you should be putting in your home. A lot of you have like 700 different type of light bulbs and temperatures and wattages throughout your home. It doesn't look good. I'm going to recommend that you make that investment as far as keeping the lighting temperatures all the same or they complement each other. The other thing that I did is I did have an Amazon link that will show you some of the lighting fixtures that I recommend. And I actually did a Home Depot run. So you can look at some of these lighting fixtures that are a minimum expense instead of doing an elaborate lighting installation. So minimize your lighting investment, but lighting is like jewelry. If you put the right fixture on the wall, and it just makes the room have a whole new feel. So watch that video. You'll learn a lot. I really like that video. I don't know why nobody else does. So let me know your thoughts when you watch the video. Tell me what I'm doing wrong, but I really do like that video. Number 8. Keep your closets. Don't invest in those fancy highfalutin organizational systems. Now, admittedly, I have them in my closet and I cannot live without them. But if you don't already have them in your house and you're only going to put them in for the sole purpose of selling your home for top dollar, I'm going to advise against it. I would rather you just, buy a bunch of boxes, declutter. Declutter is your friend, and make the room and the cabinets and the closets look as spacious as possible. Now, of course, if you're planning on staying in your house for 5-10 years, go make that investment. But once again, I would declutter, store some of your clutter either offsite, donate, etc. But I would not make a huge investment in closet organizational systems. Number 9, let's talk about those showers and bathrooms. We don't want to take out the entire bathroom and start all over again. You're not going to get a great return on your investment. Your buyers care more about the price point than they do about your remodel. And I can't tell you how many times I have buyers saying, no, I just wish they didn't do the bathroom that way. I have a different taste. So in my opinion, you might want to give it a little bit of an upgrade. Maybe you paint the cabinets. Maybe you put different knobs. Maybe you change out the faucets. Maybe you put a new glass shower door. Maybe you change out the lighting. Maybe you take that carpet that's in that bathroom and replace it with tile. Those are the type of improvements, but we're not going to completely gut it and start all over. And if your bathroom is already in really good condition, I wouldn't change it. Don't change it. Number 10 is doors, whether they be interior doors, front door, or garage doors. I'm going to suggest you try to work with what you have. Those are all very expensive to replace. And you can always slap a nice coat of paint on it. The hinges should be working. The garage door motor should be working. The springs should be in proper working condition. I would not go replace that beautiful wood garage door with an aluminum door. Some people don't love aluminum doors, right? Some of you want to put a Dutch door in the front. That's very expensive and it's kind of preference. If your interior doors are looking a little tired, paint them and maybe put new door handles on them. But I wouldn't make the full investment of replacing all the doors and the garage door and the front door. You may not get a good return on your investment. I'm going to suggest that you just make it look clean and functional. Buyers right now care more about function than they do about fancy. Oh my gosh, I forgot to add this one. Your roof has to be in great working condition, okay? A lot of people can't even get insurance if their roofs aren't in perfect condition. So I would suggest you call out a roofer, make sure that the roof is in good condition and that the tiles are all in place and the sheeting's all aligned, and definitely get a clean bill of health because your buyers are caring about it. A lot of mortgage companies will not lend if they can't get the proper insurance due to the roof. So it is not something you want to neglect. I would definitely invest in something like that, but if you can avoid replacing the entire roof and you can just work with what you have, you know what my answer is going to be. So the whole purpose of this video is to let you know that we are in a different market. We need to have a different strategy and we need to really watch our little purse strings, right? We don't want to overspend in this market. So let's work with what we have. And for those of us who have got our interior design degree from Pinterest, we're going to have to throw that down and try to really focus on the profits. And let's make this a business decision. It's good investing when you know how to work with a market that's correcting and going down and not overspending, because you cannot over renovate bad pricing. Pricing is king right now. Cannot stress that enough. So it's better to come into the market slightly lower without those upgrades because more buyers can afford it and they will see the value long term. All right, I'm done. Thank you so much for watching this video. And once again, please smash the like button and subscribe to my channel. And please let me know what kind of questions you have so I can answer them on my live stream. All right, thank you so much. Love y'all.